What's up, Reject Nation? I'm Greg. Who are you?
I'm Aaron.
Got my friend Aaron here today. He has been religiously quarantining. And now that California is almost reopened completely, I mean, if gyms are open, I could bring Aaron by. He's been safe. Right?
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
I'm uncomfortable. You can tell by Aaron's shirt that he is a DC fan. Why would you do this to me today, Aaron? Why?
Because
It's one or the other.
it's one or the other.
You
Life.
can't like both, Aaron.
I know.
We're going to watch from Emergency Awesome today. Suicide Squad 2 Comic-Con teaser announcement, the Batman and DC 2020 trailer breakdown, and I'm assuming they'll be covering that con, which I've only seen headlines of, but haven't fully read into. Anywho, Aaron, have you seen Emergency Awesome?
I've dabbled. I've emergency with some awesome.
I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad I'm back. I dig this song. Ooh.
The Suicide Squad. Oh man, it's going to be a great event.
Please do well, James Gunn. I believe in you.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my new DC Comic-Con trailer video. They just released details on the online version of Comic-Con that they're doing this summer. All the trailers and the footage they're going to release. It's called
Oh,
DC
I don't know anything
Fandome,
about it.
So we'll they're doing videos and everything when it happens later this summer. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all
just
those
waited for
videos.
Emergency
And
Awesome to
we'll
do
some
his
special
video.
Comic-Con giveaways is part of that stuff too. But big details,
I want
starting with
stuff.
number 5. First big thing is the actual Comic-Con 2020 event. DC is doing their own Comic-Con Saturday, August 22nd, like that teaser says. This is a separate by themselves
I love
from
that
the
it's
San
separate.
Diego Comic-Con virtual
Yeah,
event.
they get-
So
love
if
that
you guys
separate.
didn't see,
Love that
Comic-Con
they
actually
get
had to
to have their
cancel
own
the
sort
in
of-
real life
Yeah.
event for July this summer just because of the virus. When they did
Those
that,
two
they
are
said they were gonna do a
so
virtual
unattractive.
online version
Just
of
the
Comic-Con,
ugliest
but
people.
nobody knew what the panels would be like. Are they going to release Comic-Con trailers? Because there's no big Hall H panel for any of the studios. So what
These are
DC
good
has done
questions.
now is that they're doing their own separate event by themselves. It's not just going to be a giant Zoom call with Robert
I'd accept it.
DC movies. They're using some special tech to make it feel more like an interactive experience on a special website that they're going to create for it.
Okay.
So no,
Fascinating.
They won't be streaming
Really?
all the panels on their YouTube channels or anything like
Interesting.
that. Everything will be coming from one of their websites. They
Huh.
haven't posted a link for that yet, so I assume
I
they're
wanna
still
go to those
building it out
places.
and beta testing. I assume it's going to be like a supercharged version of HBO Max or the DC streaming service, and then they'll just host all that content and all the panels on there forever unless they roll it into the main DC website later. It'll be available to everyone around the world, so don't worry. They'll be posting about that on their social channels in August, so don't worry about missing any of the information.
Is
Of
that
course, I'll be
James
doing
Marsden?
videos about that stuff then, too, anyway. But it looks like we'd have
Think
to
so.
pay for access to all that content, but it'll either be super cheap, like way cheaper than buying a ticket to the actual Comic-Con in real life, or it'll be free, and they'll just pay for it through the cost of all the merch that they sell.
I hope
But
it's
there's
free.
also going to be a separate San Diego virtual Comic-Con event online during the weeks of July that the normal Comic-Con would have happened, but they haven't announced what panels are going to happen during that. But like I said, because there is no big Hall H event happening for any of the studios, everyone at all the different studios, Marvel, DC, are releasing their Comic-Con trailers differently this year. I'll talk
Yeah.
about the Marvel stuff at the end of the video after I talk about all the DC trailers that they're going to release.
Damn
All
straight.
the DC trailers and footage that they're going to release are happening at the DC Fandome Comic-Con, not the
That's
San
going to
Diego
be a
Comic-Con
great
event.
day.
Hopefully that clears up some of the confusion. I'm sure
excited.
people won't see this video and they'll still be asking questions about it in a month. So don't worry, I'll remind people when I do more videos about DC stuff.
Thank you,
But what are
Charlie.
they actually going to be doing at this event? So number 4, DC announced that they're going to be doing panels for pretty much every single movie and TV show and video game that they have right now or coming up. For those
Okay,
of you
DC.
wondering
A new
about the
Arkham game?
Batman game that they've been
hope so.
teasing for a while, there is going to be a lot of video game stuff happening at this online
just beat
virtual event.
Arkham
There'll be a
Asylum.
Comic-Con panel for the Justice League, the Batman
Caught
movie
up.
with Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson, the Suicide Squad movie with James Gunn,
I'm
Wonder Woman
hyped.
1984, of course, because that movie is coming out in October now, right after the
Can we get a
panels
Flash
happen.
game, please?
There's even going to be a Comic-Con panel for the Black Adam movie with The
It's
Rock.
actually
I can't
happening.
believe it.
Yes,
It's
after
sort of that
friggin'
yet.
years, dude.
So 3, which Comic-Con trailers and and footage are they actually going to show off?
All
Well,
of
the way
them,
the
please.
reports are describing it, they're dropping first looks for the Justice League Snyder Cut, the Batman
Oh.
movie, Suicide Squad movie, trailer, an early preview of the Black Adam movie, same for Shazam 2, and that doesn't include any of the upcoming TV shows, which they'll also be dropping teasers for too. But because of the virus, people haven't been filming anything, so there's probably not going to be a ton of TV footage for them to show off.
Get it,
They didn't
Fleck.
specify whether or not they'd be releasing more concept teasers or previews of the big-budget HBO Green Lantern series, Justice League Dark, or the other DC HBO series that they're doing.
You're welcome, Canada.
Most of the focus on the event, though, is going to be on the upcoming movies and the TV shows. Jim Lee said that they'd be doing a lot of video
Oh,
game
man, the
stuff.
Snyder Cut
Honestly,
stuff.
They might have their new big Batman game reveal with some footage, but I know less about what's going on with the new video game stuff than I do about the movies and the TV shows. I just know I've been getting a lot of questions about possible new Batman game
I
stuff
got
happening
3
this
video
summer.
games to beat in the next
Number
couple
two,
months.
the Batman Comic-Con teaser is probably just going to be smaller clips and
I want a
previews
Flash
since
game,
they only
man.
had a chance to film a little of the Batman before everyone.
I'm sure
went
they'll
on
have
lockdown.
something, though.
Probably a full Catwoman reveal in the costume, the villain reveals for the Penguin, the Riddler, a better preview of the new Batmobile, and a much cleaner look at Robert Pattinson's new Batman.
He's gonna
stuff
come
that they
out
showed
all
off in the
jacked.
first teaser trailer. Matt Reeves has been sitting on a lot of that Batman stuff so far, not revealing too much.
Because
It's
they
because
haven't
they've been
been
waiting
filming.
for this big DC
Yeah.
event later this year. He'll also probably reveal a little more about what his version of Gotham
Zoe
is going
Kravitz
to
looks
look
like
like
a
with
really
more
good
concept
Catwoman.
art and
I'm
behind
hyped
the
for her.
scenes.
She was
And explain
Catwoman in
what's
Lego
going on
Batman.
during the
That's
events of
right, I
the movie
remember
and more
that.
about his creative inspiration for this new version of Batman without being super spoilery about it. We already know it's going to be more of a detective, neo-noir type of story based on Batman the Long Halloween, so hopefully he'll just clarify some of that. The new Suicide Squad movie finished filming a long time ago, so they have all the
Oh,
footage
did they? I
that
didn't know
want
that.
to show
Yeah,
off.
that's what I'm most
Solid
excited
chance for a full Suicide Squad trailer. But James Gunn will probably explain more about how his new movie is related to the previous Suicide Squad movie, because technically it's not supposed to be a reboot. And when they said that, my assumption was they would just explain that something terrible or hilarious happened to the previous quote-unquote version of the team, and that would be everybody from the first movie, but something happens and Amanda Waller just needs to put a new version of the team together. I did a video for the first look
I
teaser
love those
from last
suits.
year, and there were a
So
ton
good.
of super weird, deep-cut characters from the comics. Everyone was confused why their costumes seemed so comic booky and over the top. My early prediction at the time was that that was just part of the joke of the movie, that the team is supposed to be expendable, and they'll have a version of the team at the beginning of the movie that just gets killed off in some hilarious way before they introduce the actual team. Even though Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn
Like
is in it
X-Force?
again,
Yeah,
the movie
yeah.
is not
Like Deadpool
crossing
2.
over with the Birds of Prey movie or anything like that. It just set during a different period in her life when she's not with the Birds of Prey. But because it's still her, and because it's not a reboot, the movie is still connected to Justice League and the other DCEU movies. So we'll see what kind of Easter
What
eggs,
if Jared
references,
Leto
and
showed
jokes
up
they
in
make
it?
about the first movie and Justice League. James Gunn also clarified that Jared Leto's Joker is not going to be involved with the movie at
that'll
all, so
be
don't
everybody.
expect
We'll
to
see.
him during
Yeah,
it. I
right.
cannot wait to find out who Nathan Fillion is playing. This is Flula Borg, if you can believe it, and Pete Davidson is also playing a character.
Yeah, that
a
was
lot of
shocking.
people felt like Nathan Fillion might be playing Arms Fall Off
That
Boy,
looks
but
like a
James
bu-
Gunn actually shot the Fillion down, so he's playing some other weird, obscure character. I'm assuming he's not in the entire movie, and he's just part of a team that gets killed off in some hilarious way. They're doing a new version of King Shark.
Sweet.
John Cena is
Hyped.
even in the movie playing Peacemaker. Dave Bautista was actually going to be in the movie too. Talk about James Gunn, Guardians of the
Wasn't that just
Galaxy
a rumor?
Easter eggs, but there was a scheduling conflict. So
Oh,
John
okay.
Cena is playing the character Peacemaker that Dave Bautista would have played. And even
A
more
wrestler
Marvel
for a wrestler.
crossover
I
Easter
see,
eggs.
DC.
Taika Waititi is also playing a character during the movie, but
Oh,
it's a
cool.
big mystery, so it might wind up being another big
I
motion
really hope
capture
Taika Waititi
character.
is King Shark.
I'll post a link in the to the other larger video that I did about all
me
these
shock,
first
mate.
looks and teasers from
Oh,
last
oh.
year. But number one, obviously everyone's also asking, what about Marvel's Comic-Con panel? Are they
That's
also
why you're
going to
wearing
do
the
what
shirt.
DC is doing and
Exactly,
announce
that's all
their
I care
own
about.
separate online Comic-Con trailer event for all the movies and the Disney Plus
What's gonna
series?
come out of Comic-Con?
Because the two was canceled. They had a ton of trailers and footage to show off, and that doesn't include any of the Mandalorian Season 2 and the Star Wars stuff that they're working on separately. So if you guys don't remember, Marvel has actually already done a version of what DC is doing this year too in the past. A couple years ago, Kevin Feige said that they weren't ready to announce everything for Marvel Phase 3 at the July Comic-Con Hall H panel. So a little while later in the year,
Say
during a
phase
separate
3.
event, he invited a bunch of journalists to
What?
a
Phase
private
3?
Marvel
He did
Phase
say
3
phase 3.
reveal event and told them all their Marvel Phase 3 movie plans that they had not revealed in Hall H about Benedict Cumberbatch becoming the new
Oh, okay.
Doctor Strange.
He's telling a story
They showed
from the
off some
past.
special
Oh, yeah.
footage.
He's talking about when they announced
Yeah.
Chadwick
Where he's just
Boseman.
like sitting down having a chat with all these journalists. Like, hey, these are the big plans and things that we're doing during Marvel Phase 3. They'll probably use it to release their full Avengers Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer, a WandaVision trailer, and maybe the first Marvel Eternals trailer. Remember, all this stuff isn't kicking off till August 22nd for all the DC trailers and footage, so don't worry about missing that. They'll be making a whole bunch more noise about that when we get to August. Everyone click here for that Suicide Squad
Feels so
2
far
first
from
look
now, but
teaser
it's gonna go
video,
by really
and click
fast.
here for my brand new Man of Steel 2
Look at Jason
Superman video to
Momoa.
find out what's going on in that movie. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.
Sweet. Let's talk about some of this stuff.
Let's do it.
From a very biased level, from an extremely biased level, I'm very happy that this DC event is separate from Comic-Con because it makes it significantly easier to cover the event. I went to Comic-Con last year. You were there too. We went to Comic-Con last year. you were at Hall H last year.
I was.
And
It was a lot of fun.
if you guys might have heard me say this before, Comic-Con is really just it's really not my thing. I went because I was offered to host the panel. It's cool to look around. It's exciting. I appreciate the fandom. I appreciate the love and joy that everyone has for it. On my end, I'm like, I'd rather just go back to the hotel and cover whatever's coming out of Hall H and talk about it on the internet. I'm sure being there is exciting, but so from a bias level of being able to cover stuff on YouTube, I'm excited that this is going to be a separate event. It's going to be very focused as opposed to, we got DC stuff coming out, we got Marvel stuff coming out, we got these other movie stuff coming. How do we keep up with all this? Scramble. This is exhausting. Yeah. I feel like they'll have a chance to really dive more in depth. All it really needs to do for the online community is give us some cool trailers and some cool footage, right? That's all we really need. There could be that downside where people come out of this experimental DC event and like, they didn't really even show us much, they didn't give us much. It was just panels and interviews, which can be cool. A lot of people will appreciate that, but what we really need is some footage. And then for me, the two things I want most, the Suicide Squad trailer and footage of what Zack Snyder is doing with the Snyder Cut. Those are the two main things. What about you?
I want the Batman. I want the
Okay.
Batman, and I also want Suicide Squad. I'm curious how much they're gonna show as opposed to how much they would have shown if it was at actual Comic-Con. I know because it's Comic-Con, it's a small audience. They're like,
Right.
oh, we get to show a little tidbit, maybe like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes of footage from this movie that's coming out. But because it's
Right.
the entire world and, you know, piracy's a thing and just like wide production of videos a thing, I
Sure.
wonder if they're gonna show like 30 seconds or like a minute as opposed to what we could have gotten. But hey, something's better than nothing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I think if this goes well, that's the interesting thing about what this pandemic has done. It's forced a lot of us to experiment with what we can do that's more online or more from home in more ways than just like these events. Everyone knows what I'm talking about, and work-related process and whatever. And if this event goes well, and let's say next year they're able to have people attend an actual Comic-Con in person again, they might just do another DC event. The way they have those like D23 Expo, they could just do this as well. They could see a bigger profit, and to have their event be a month after Comic-Con and where everyone is solely focused for like a day or two only on DC, this could be something that really changes the game for them.
No, 100%. I think that was really smart of them to give it a whole month after Comic-Con, give them the space to be able to thrive
Yeah.
and get the attention that I'm sure they would desire.
Now what I'm hoping for is Marvel does their event the exact same day as DC.
Just do it like an hour earlier. So everyone
They should just release their trailers like a minute before. Like, just wait for it. Okay, they're about to release it. Make it live now. Make the Eternals trailer live now.
Black Widow.
I didn't realize Suicide Squad was done already. I thought that was still being shot for some reason.
No, I think I feel like out of all these movies, I feel like that one has the greatest chance to probably come out closest to its release date.
Sure.
They did a lot of the filming for it.
I mean, and then we gotta get a follow-up Wonder Woman trailer.
That is true.
I mean, what I imagine what we'll be getting are trailers for trailers leading up to this event of like a little snippet of like 15 to 30 seconds. Tune in August 22nd for the DC event. You know, we're going to be doing a lot of that. But it's
Little
going to be
teases.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, because, especially for the Snyder Cut department, because I'm just pandering to the Snyder Cut on it now. Well,
He's not excited.
I'm not. I'm so far from excited about it. No, it's because you know how for the longest time it's like people have done, here's the footage from the trailers that was not in the movie that we got. Zack Snyder has unleashed a lot of like behind the scenes tidbits, some photos and a little bit of video here and there in regards to what wasn't in the movie. So if we can see some of what he's been able to complete so far, not just cool concept art or behind the scenes photography, but like, no, here's a snippet of some stuff that we get. Here's a look at Darkseid. This could be really, really cool.
Awesome.
I can't wait to eat this up. And as far as James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie goes, I could see a version where not all of it, like, if they just do the whole X-Force thing, X-Force bit where they kill them off, I feel like everyone's just gonna be like ripping off Deadpool too at that point. Especially if it's one big giant montage of killing them off. But I feel like some of them might die. But I also think he'll probably lean a little bit more into the underdogs. That just sounds like what James Gunn's style would be.
Seems like a James Gunn kind of thing to do, especially with his history of Guardians.
It would be funny if they killed off Boomerang and Harley Quinn in the beginning.
Oh,
that would go well.
That would go great.
Everyone would love
expectations.
Yeah.
Because if The Last Jedi taught us anything, that's exactly what people...
What we always want. Yeah.
With Batman, I think it's going to be really great, you know? I feel like we finally get the chance to see, hopefully, what Robert Pattinson is like within the role, what kind of feel they're going for. Yeah, I'm really excited to see the tone, because we've had so many different Batman movies over the years. Finally, we get the chance to see Matt Reeves and his interpretation of it.
Right.
I think would be really cool, you know? Get a little taste of Zoe Kravitz. Love that girl.
You want a taste of Zoe Kravitz, eh? Huh? Huh?
She's a cool person.
She's a cool cat, what'd you say?
Meow.
You're not doing this as well as me.
That's bad. Oh God.
Did you not sleep at it? Okay, so with this event, there's a lot of things that we're expecting to see, right? What we really need are some great surprises, though. Things that are just not being talked about or what could possibly be there. Like Green Lantern at the HBO Max show, because HBO Max really needs it right now. So they need something there that could totally just be like, oh, didn't expect that news to come. I mean, and honestly, The Rock has been talking about Black Adam since like the dawn of time. And so if he's actually there at a panel, then I feel like I could finally be truly excited for The Rock to be in a Black Adam movie. It just seems like one of those projects of, I'm not sure I'll believe it until it's actually there. And like a lot of the speculation hasn't really been about The Flash either, maybe because the movie just consistently pushed all the time. There's a lot of other properties as well that have been in development, some that have been canned, but the other ones that have been just constantly pushed. That there's like, of course, we're gonna see Wonder Woman 84, Batman, Suicide Squad.
I'm excited to see what's gonna come of Elongated Man.
Yeah.
Next season of Flash.
He's in the Flash movie now. He is.
No.
Harley Sawyer, he's in the Flash movie. That's why he got fired from the show, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, they're moving him. That's what the Ezra Miller thing was setting up.
Because they wanted them
Right?
both to be, objective to women.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought he just did such a good job. They're putting. Was there some piece of news that I'm missing? So I handle everyone who's canceled. I think it's something else. I heard Chris D'Elia just is hard to work with. Didn't hear anything else about that. Anyway, guys, are you excited that this DC event is happening separately? You're excited it's going to be online? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Subscribe to Emergency Awesome. Aaron Alexander, follow him online. He's a sexy-ass poet. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you want to blow it? Hell yeah. Gene Jeter, are you drinking in the middle of me shouting out a patron?
Gene,
what's up, man? Gene Jeter is a wonderful person. He puts together some of the strangest but most amusing try not to laughs you'll ever see. And I want to recommend here, he has a try not to laugh. This one of Tyro Magnus and Scarlo, edition number 2. It's as bizarre as you'd imagine it, as difficult of a challenge as you'd hope. Guys, go check out this challenge and see if you laugh or not when trying not to laugh. I've never promoted a try not to laugh before, but guys, go check it out. Gene's been an incredible supporter of the channel. He's staying alive in New York during all the craziness going on over there.
stay safe, man.
He's a good human being. Go follow him today. Thanks, Gene.